My little brother thought he could humiliate me right before the New Year's countdown. 4 days earlier, I overheard every detail of his plan. This year, he's the one left red-faced. I'm Tatum Cruz 30, owner of Tatum's Layered Dreams, a boutique wedding cake studio that books out months in advance. I drove to the Hill Country Estate to drop off a sample cake thinking I'd wish everyone Happy New Year. But in the stone hallway, I heard him laughing. One public flop at the rehearsal dinner, and she's gone. Tim Toylan. I texted Grandma, I heard everything. She replied instantly, "You're stronger than they think." On the 30th, he called for the 5th time. "Where the hell are you? Guests are asking." I laughed. "Your perfect flop." Too bad I heard every word. Smash that subscribe button if you've ever been stabbed in the back by a sibling, then flip the script and won. I drove to the Hill Country Estate to drop off a sample cake for the rehearsal dinner. Olga, the housekeeper who'd been with us for 12 years, opened the massive oak door with her usual warm smile. "Miss Tatum," she said, "you're early. Come in, the family's prepping for the big rehearsal dinner." I nodded, carrying the tiered sample cake box carefully, its fondant edges gleaming under the Texas sun designed with silver snowflakes for the New Year's theme. As I stepped inside, the scent of fresh pine garlands hit me. I headed down the long stone hallway lined with oil paintings of our ancestors, stern men in suits who'd built Dad's shipping empire from nothing. Voices drifted from Kingston's office door slightly ajar. I slowed, not intending to listen, but my brother's sharp laugh froze me in place. Ronan, his college buddy turned finance whiz, was inside too. "Look at these projections," Ronan said, tapping his laptop screen. "Tatum's cake side hustle, 40,000 tops annually. That's after expenses. Her Austin loft alone eats half of it." Kingston snorted. "Told you. Time she faces facts and joins the family business properly." He leaned forward, grabbing a folder. "Warehouse supervisor role at Dad's firm. Entry level, but stable. Real salary, health insurance, 401k matching. No more scraping by on wedding gigs." Ronan grinned. "Solid plan. And the room swap seals it." Kingston's eyes lit up. "Exactly. Jet's been unemployed 6 months since his tech startup crashed, crashing on our couch, eating our food. Once Tatum's out, he takes her old room, gets stable, focuses on job hunting. Dad sees him as the reliable one, hands him that prime logistics project I've been pushing for. Can't risk Tatum's flaky artist life messing up the family image." Ronan flipped a page. "How do you trigger the exit?" "The ambush." Kingston smirked. "Rehearsal dinner tomorrow night. Dad toasts first, praises Lennox's latest M&A deal, my marketing wins. Then I stand, and Tatum's boutique cakes. Adorable, but let's be real, time for a corporate path." Guests chime in with concerned stories. "She crumbles, publicly packs that night." He paused, sipping coffee. "Her layered dreams, just Instagram bait for brides. Pretty pictures, zero scalability. Dad's associates expect heirs in boardrooms, not kitchens with mixers. One flop like that, she's gone." "Jet in Project Mine." Ronan laughed. "Brutal, but effective. Mom will back it. She sighs every time Tatum mentions orders." Kingston nodded. "Valerie's all about the charity board optics. Perfect family facade. Tatum's the weak link." My stomach twisted. This wasn't tough love, it was calculated betrayal. My self-made business, 5 years of 16-hour days turning ramen into revenue, dismissed as a phase. Jet, our distant cousin, pawned for Kingston's ambition. Dad's favoritism toward my little brother, always the golden child, now weaponized. Fingers shaking, I pulled out my phone. Text to Grandma Evelyn, I heard everything. Seconds later, "You're stronger than they think." I slipped the cake box onto a side table, heart hammering. No more playing nice. Time to rewrite their script. The estate's grand dining room came into view, next table set for 50 with crystal and silver. Mom Valerie adjusted centerpieces, lavender roses, her favorite. "Tatum," she called, spotting me. I forced a smile. Sample cake for tomorrow. She glanced at the box. Charming. Put it with the caterer's trays. Lennox breezed in, phone in hand. Closing that merger today? Clients flying in for rehearsal? My older sister, always the star attorney. She hugged me briefly. You look tired. City life wearing you. No real question, just judgment. Dad Craig entered from the patio barking orders to staff about valet parking for the SUVs. Tatum good, you're here early. Help Mom with guest list. His voice boomed same as always, proud of Kingston's VP title tolerant of mine. I mumbled agreement, but my mind raced. Kingston emerged from his office, then clapping Ronan on the back. Numbers check out. Ronan nodded. She's barely breaking even. They didn't see me. I retreated to the powder room, splashing water on my face. Mirror reflection. 30 years old, owner of a booked solid bakery. Last month alone, 3 bridal expos turned me down, full capacity. Yet here, I was, the failure. Text from Grandma again, call if you need me. From Dallas, but she'd drive through. No, I'd handle this. Back in the hall, I grabbed the cake box. Olga, can you handle it? She nodded knowingly. Of course, miss. Outside engine roaring, I peeled out. No more samples for traders. Kingston's plan replayed flop at rehearsal, expose my hobby force warehouse drudgery gift room to Jet. For his promotion. Not happening. On the highway back to Austin, I called Marlo. My best friend since pastry school answered on the first ring. Tay talked to me. I spilled the entire ambush plan in one breath, Kingston's flop strategy, the warehouse trap, Jet's room grab. Silence. Then she burst out laughing. Hold up. 3 bridal expos just rejected you because every slot's booked solid. That's not failure, that's fire. She kept going. Sweet Escapes chain emailed again this morning, final offer. Triple your current revenue national distribution. They want exclusivity starting January. My grip tightened on the wheel. I was about to say no too much too soon. Marlo cut in. Say yes. You're at the top, not scraping bottom like your brother thinks. I exhaled. Fine. Emailing them now. Contract signed digitally before the next exit 3-year deal. My designs in 200 stores. Staff expansion funded. Marlo whooped. Celebrate at my loft countdown. 50 guests. DJ balloon drop champagne tower. No family drama allowed. Phone buzzed. Grandma Evelyn, thrilled to watch you shine. Back at the Austin studio by dusk, oven still warm from the morning rush. I sketched 4 revenge cakes on parchment, Dad's shipping logo in navy fondant waves, Mom's lavender roses layered in buttercream, Lennox's law books stacked with edible gold leaf, Kingston's cracked base, jagged fondant shards, bold red lettering still dreaming, each tear told a story. Dad's the first container ship he bought at 28, same age. I launched the bakery. Mom's the charity gala where she met donors, now funding my new hires. Lennox's the merger closing today. Clients who'd taste my cakes at their weddings. Kingston's his first failed pitch at 22, now my weapon. I piped the final swirl, tasting vanilla bean on my finger. Assistants filtered in for night shift 6, now up from 2 last year. Boss chain contract 1 asked. I nodded. Triple orders starting next week. Everyone gets raises. Marlo texted venue details, rooftop loft city, skyline view, midnight fireworks visible from the terrace. I forwarded to Grandma livestream link attached. She replied with a heart emoji. Midnight oil burned. Fondant dried, perfectly colors vibrant. I boxed each cake separately labeled for luxury delivery, scheduled drop at the estate gates tomorrow evening, right before rehearsal dinner chaos. Phone vibrated again. Unknown Austin number. Voicemail, Tatum Cruz, Sweet Escapes legal. Contract received, countersigned. Welcome aboard. My chest swelled. Not a hobby. An empire. I wiped flour from my apron, staring at Kingston's cracked cake. Tomorrow night, guests would see the message loud and clear. No crumble. Only rise. 3 rejections meant full capacity. My phone buzzed. Kingston. The 30th Kingston rang for the 5th time. I let it ring twice, then answered. What now? His voice blasted through the speaker. Guests are arriving, where are you? Rehearsal dinner starts in an hour. I leaned against my studio counter flower, still dusting the edges. I'm not coming. He paused. Dad's associates flew in. They're asking why the family baker isn't here. I smiled coldly. Tell them I'm busy running an actual business, Kingston hissed. Cut the attitude. This is your chance to network. I cut straight. I heard you and Ronan. Warehouse job. Jet moving into my room. Public flop at dinner to force me out. Silence crackled. Then he recovered. You eavesdropped. That's low even for you. Not lower than staging an intervention to steal my life. He scoffed. It's intervention with love. Your delusional cakes won't pay forever. Dad agrees. Step up or he locks the trust fund. I laughed. I've never touched it. Built everything myself. Keep your threats. Kingston's tone sharpened. You're throwing away family for pride, Mom's devastated. I pictured Valerie arranging roses, pretending perfection. She'll survive. Enjoy your countdown without me. I hung up before he replied. Phone buzzed instantly, text from him. You're overreacting. We're family. I blocked the thread, then opened Grandma Evelyn's chat. Typed, I'm okay. She replied, Proud of you, sweetheart. Studio lights hummed. Assistants prepped tomorrow's orders, tiered beauties for 3 weddings. One piped intricate lace while another tempered chocolate. Boss Sunshine tuned 3. The youngest said chain trucks pick up at dawn. I nodded. Load the vans by 5. I paced, replaying Kingston's words. Trust fund, Dad's safety net since college, untouched in my account. 5 figures grown to 7, but irrelevant. My revenue hit 6 last quarter alone. Marlowe called. Loft set, sound check done, bar stocked. You bringing anything? I glanced at the boxed revenge cake, sealed and labeled. Just myself. She sensed the edge. Drama handled. Evening deepened. I showered, changed into a sleek black jumpsuit, power look for the loft. Hair in loose waves, minimal makeup. No family pearls tonight. Phone pinged, delivery app, cakes en route to Hill Country Estate. ETA, 7:45 p.m. I tracked the dot on the map, watching it wind through suburbs. Rehearsal dinner in full swing, now toasts, clinking glasses, Kingston playing host. Dad praising Lennox's deal. Mom charming donors. Jet probably lurking, eyeing my old room. Another buzz, Grandma watching the live stream setup. Send link when ready. I forwarded Marlowe's private stream. Guests trickled into the loft, friends from pastry school, brides turned regulars, even a food critic. DJ spun warm-up tracks. Balloon arch framed the skyline. Kingston texted from a new number, last chance. Come home. I ignored. Delivery app package signed for by staff. Studio clock hit 8:00. I locked up, hopped in my pickup. Austin lights blurred past. Marlowe met me at the door. Queen arrives. Hugs all around. Champagne poured. Loft-filled laughter stories, zero tension. Someone asked about the chain deal. I detailed the 200-store rollout staff bonuses. Cheers erupted. Phone vibrated, unknown. Voicemail, Kingston again. Cakes arrived. What the hell is this? I deleted without listening. Mid-loft critic raised a glass. To Tatum National soon, I smiled, genuine. No flop here. Grandma texted a photo, her in Dallas, laptop open, livestream paused on my face. Caption. My girl. I raised my glass back silently. You're overreacting. Family. The delivery app showed cakes inside the estate. That evening, 4 cakes left my Austin kitchen. The delivery driver loaded the insulated crates into a refrigerated van, each box tagged with the crew's estate address and a strict 7:45 p.m. drop-off. I'd paid extra for white glove service, gate entry, staff signature, no questions. First crate, Dad's cake navy fondant waves forming the cruise shipping logo, tiny edible containers stacked along the base. Second, Mom's 3 tiers of lavender buttercream roses, sugar pearls dusting the edges like morning dew. Third, Lennox's chocolate law books with gold leaf spines, a gavel topper molded from white chocolate. Fourth, Kingston's, the base cracked on purpose, fondant shards jagged like broken glass. Red icing spelled first failure cake across the top and beneath, in bold block letters still dreaming. I sealed the lid with a smirk. A single envelope taped to the stack, handwritten on heavy cream stock. Effective immediately, no further contact. Respect my boundaries or face legal restraint. Signed, Tatum Cruz. Van pulled away. I locked the studio, hopped the elevator to Marlowe's rooftop loft. 50 guests milled under string lights. Pastry classmates, loyal brides, 2 food bloggers live tweeting. DJ dropped a bass line. Champagne flowed from a 3-tier fountain. Marlowe handed me a flute. 2 empires. We clinked. Loft screens synced to the private live stream I'd set up earlier, hidden camera in the estate dining room, courtesy of Olga's discreet phone mount behind a centerpiece. Feed went live at 8:00 sharp. Estate side rehearsal dinner in full swing. Dad at the head table, suit crisp, toasting Lennox's merger. To my daughter, the closer glasses raised. Mom beamed beside him, lavender roses matching her cake still boxed on the dessert cart. Kingston stood next, microphone in hand. Family first always. He gestured to the crates. Even Tatum sent treats. Staff wheeled them forward. Guests murmured approval. First cut, Dad's logo cake. Applause. Look at that detail. Second, Mom's roses. Exquisite. Third, Lennox's books. Laughter. Someone read the tiny objection piped on a page. Kingston grabbed the knife for the last one. Let's see what Big Sis whipped up. He sliced deep. Cracked fondant split wide. Red letters glared. Silence, then gasps. A donor choked on wine. Lennox's eyes widened. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Camera zoomed. Kingston's face flushed crimson. Still dreaming echoed across the room. Laughter erupted. Phones flashed. One guest, savage, another. She clocked him loft side. Our crowd roared at the screens. Marlowe hit replay. Iconic. Blogger typed furiously. On cake, revenge trending. Countdown clock hit 11:59. DJ killed the lights. Balloons readied for drop. I raised my glass to the camera. Happy New Year to chosen family. Midnight struck. Balloons fell. Confetti cannons popped. Hugs everywhere. Live stream chat exploded. Grandma Evelyn. That's my granddaughter. Heart emojis flooded. Phone stayed silent from the estate. No texts, no calls. Boundaries set in sugar and steel. Guests laughed on live stream. New Year's morning, Grandma Evelyn called. Grandma Evelyn's voice crackled with energy despite the hour. Tatum, listen close. I sat up in Marlowe's guest bed, confetti still in my hair. The estate exploded after midnight. Kingston tried damage control, claimed the cake was a prank gone wrong. Dad wasn't buying it. She continued. Guests kept replaying the video on their phones. One donor laughed so hard he spilled champagne on Mom's dress. Valerie spent 20 minutes dabbing stains while Lennox scrolled legal options on her tablet. Grandma chuckled. Craig called an emergency family meeting at 12:30. Jet showed up late, hungover from pre-gaming in the guest house. Kingston demanded Dad punish you, cut you off completely. Dad turned the tables. You embarrassed the brand, he said. Q4 bonus revoked, 50,000 gone. Kingston's face went white. I gripped the phone, and Jet Grandma's tone hardened. Craig told him to pack. No more freeloading. Security escorted Jet to his room. By 1 a.m., his duffel and suitcase sat on the driveway under floodlights. Olga locked the gates behind him. She paused. Your things, clothes, books, the childhood photos you left in the closet. Olga boxed neatly. Shipper picks up at noon, delivers to your loft by evening. I exhaled relief. No more ties to that house. Grandma added, I'm already on the road. Dallas traffic light this early. Be there in 2 hours. I glanced at the clock. 7:15. Drive safe. Marlo brewed coffee downstairs. Guests had crashed on couches, empty bottles scattered. She handed me a mug. Your grandma's a legend. I nodded, replaying the fallout in my head. Doorbell rang at 9:12. Grandma Evelyn strode in, silver hair pinned back, travel mug in hand. She pulled me into a hug that smelled of lavender and highway air. You did right, child. We settled at the kitchen island. Marlo plated leftover pastries, croissants, fruit tarts. Grandma bit into a raspberry Danish. Craig texted me at dawn. Apologized for the mess. Said Kingston's demoted to junior analyst starting Monday. She wiped crumbs. Valerie's mortified canceled 2 charity luncheons. I sipped coffee. Lennox's grandma smirked. Filed a cease and desist on Kingston using her merger footage in his apology reel. He's spiraling. Olga's shipment arrived at 11:45, 3 boxes labeled in her neat script. Childhood teddy bear on top, still wearing the ribbon I tied at age 8. Grandma watched me unpack. Memories stay. Toxicity doesn't. We talked legacy. I'm rewriting my will, she said quietly. Your bakery's proof of grit. No more rewarding mediocrity. No numbers mentioned, just intent. I squeezed her hand. Afternoon sun streamed through loft windows. Grandma napped on the couch while Marlo and I reviewed chain logistics, warehouse leases, flavor rotations. Phone buzzed, unknown number. Voicemail from Dad. We need to talk. Deleted. Grandma woke refreshed. Walk me to the car. Outside, she hugged me again. Proud doesn't cover it. She drove off, taillights fading. Loft quieted. I sorted boxes, donate the old, keep the cherished. One photo, me at 10, frosting on nose, grandma teaching piping techniques. Frame it. Jet's bags hit the driveway at midnight. 2 months later, I signed for my second shop in Houston's Heights. 2 months later, I signed the lease for my second location in Houston's Heights. The realtor slid the keys across the marble counter, brass engraved with the new address. I pocketed them, heart racing. The space, 2,400 square feet, exposed brick industrial ovens already installed. Sweet Escapes funded the build-out. My designs now stocked in 200 outlets nationwide. Opening day set for March 1st. Grandma Evelyn wired a modest investment the week prior, enough for custom signage and a neon-layered dream script above the door. No fanfare, just a text, signal of faith. I replied with a photo of the empty storefront. Back in Austin, chain trucks rolled out daily. Staff hit 20 baristas, decorators, delivery coordinators. Payroll doubled, but profits tripled. Bridal consultations booked through summer. Kingston's demotion hit the family chat, Dad's decision final. Junior analyst half salary, no VP perks. He tried calling once. I let it ring. Mom sent a floral arrangement to the loft, white lilies, apology note tucked inside. Tossed both. Lennox emailed a settlement draft, mutual non-disparagement. Signed and returned. Jet surfaced on socials, motel selfies, startup pitch reboots. Muted. I blocked every cruise number except Grandma's. Houston grand opening dawned bright. Crew arrived at 5:00 a.m. Frosting stations prepped, sample tiers displayed. Marlo handled florals, cascading orchids over the counter. Media vans parked early, local news, food influencers. Doors opened at 9:00. Lines snaked around the block, brides in veils, couples tasting samples, kids eyeing rainbow macarons. Cash register chimed non-stop. By noon, first batch sold out. Second ovens fired up. Grandma arrived unannounced, cane tapping the new hardwood. She surveyed the chaos, eyes sparkling. Look what grit built. I handed her a signature slice, vanilla cardamom with gold dust. She savored it slowly. Afternoon lull never came. Walk-ins turned to pre-orders. Website crashed twice from traffic. Staff high-fived over headsets. One decorator whispered national expansion next. I grinned. Already scouting Dallas. Sun dipped low, casting golden light through the windows onto the neon sign. Customers lingered phones out, tagging, Vigar's Layered Dreams Houston. Grandma pulled me aside. Your parents watch from afar. Silent but watching. I shrugged. Their choice. She nodded. Yours paid off. Closing time neared. Last customer left with a 6-tier consultation booked. Crew cleaned. I locked the safe. Grandma waited by the door. Drive back with me. I shook my head. Staying the night inventory tomorrow. She hugged me tight. Fly higher. Taillights vanished into traffic. Sometimes blood fears your wings because they reveal their own clipped ones. I kept soaring. Line formed again the next morning, sun glinting off the sign. I blocked every cruise except Grandma.